In the vast expanse of the Andromeda Galaxy, a lone transformer named Nova Prime patrolled the outer regions, a solitary guardian of peace. Nova Prime was once a celebrated leader of the Cybertronian resistance, known for his bravery and strategic brilliance. However, the relentless wars had taken their toll, leaving him as one of the few survivors. The galaxy had descended into chaos, with rogue factions and hostile alien species vying for dominance. The remnants of the Cybertronian forces were scattered, their communications severed, and Nova Prime found himself fighting alone, a solitary beacon of hope in a dark and hostile universe. Despite the overwhelming odds, Nova Prime was determined to protect the innocent and uphold the principles of justice. His powerful frame was equipped with state-of-the-art weaponry and advanced defensive systems, but even these formidable capabilities seemed insignificant against the numerous threats that lurked in the shadows. One fateful day, Nova Prime intercepted a distress signal from a distant planet on the edge of the galaxy. The signal was weak and filled with static, but the message was clear. An aggressive alien race known as the Draconids was launching a full-scale invasion. The Draconids were notorious for their brutality, leaving devastation in their wake. Nova Prime knew he had to act swiftly. The planet, known as Auroras, was home to millions of sentient beings who had no means to defend themselves. Without reinforcements, the mission seemed suicidal, but Nova Prime's sense of duty outweighed his fear. He set his coordinates for Auroras, fully aware that he might not return. As he approached the planet, Nova Prime's sensors detected a massive fleet of Draconid warships. The sky was ablaze with laser fire and explosions as the invaders unleashed their fury upon the helpless inhabitants. Nova Prime's arrival did not go unnoticed, and the Draconids diverted a portion of their fleet to intercept him. The battle began in the upper atmosphere of Auroras. Nova Prime transformed into his sleek starfighter mode, dodging incoming fire with agility and precision. His onboard HUD calculated the trajectories of enemy projectiles, allowing him to weave through the barrage unscathed. He retaliated with a barrage of plasma missiles, targeting the Draconid fighters with deadly accuracy. Despite his best efforts, the enemy's numbers were overwhelming. Nova Prime's shields flickered as they absorbed multiple hits, and his energy reserves dwindled with each passing moment. Yet, he pressed on, his determination unshaken. He knew that retreat was not an option. The fate of an entire planet rested on his shoulders. Nova Prime's sensors picked up a critical vulnerability in the Draconid flagship. He knew that taking it down could turn the tide of the battle. With a burst of speed, he broke through the enemy lines, narrowly avoiding collisions and counterattacks. As he closed in on the flagship, he transformed back into his robot mode, unleashing his arm-mounted cannons with devastating force. The Draconid flagship's defenses were formidable, but Nova Prime's relentless assault began to take its toll. He targeted key structural weak points, causing explosions that rocked the massive warship. The Draconid commanders, realizing the threat he posed, redirected their forces to eliminate him. Nova Prime found himself surrounded by a swarm of enemy fighters and ground troops. He fought with unmatched ferocity, his movements a blur of calculated strikes and evasive maneuvers. For every enemy he destroyed, more seemed to take their place. The battle became a test of endurance, pushing Nova Prime to his limits. His systems began to falter, warning lights flashing across his HUD. Despite the mounting damage, Nova Prime's resolve remained unbroken. He activated his last resort weapon, a powerful energy sword that crackled with raw energy. With a mighty swing, he cleaved through the enemy ranks, carving a path toward the flagship's core. Reaching the flagship's core was only the beginning. The heavily fortified chamber was protected by a formidable force field, and Nova Prime's energy reserves were critically low. He knew he had only one chance to disable the shield and deliver the final blow. Drawing upon his remaining strength, he channeled his energy into a focused beam, piercing the force field with a blinding burst of light. With the shield down, Nova Prime unleashed his most powerful weapon, a concentrated plasma blast aimed directly at the flagship's reactor. The ensuing explosion ripped through the warship, causing a chain reaction that engulfed the vessel in a massive fireball. The shockwave reverberated through the battlefield, and the Draconid forces, now leaderless and disoriented, began to retreat. Nova Prime's victory came at a great cost. His systems were critically damaged, and his energy reserves were nearly depleted. As the Draconid forces fled, he crashed onto the surface of Aurorus, his battered frame lying motionless amidst the wreckage. The inhabitants of Aurorus, emerging from their shelters, rushed to his aid, their gratitude palpable. The people of Aurorus hailed Nova Prime as a hero, their savior in their darkest hour. They worked tirelessly to repair his damaged systems, using their advanced technology to restore his functionality. Despite the physical toll, Nova Prime's spirit remained unbroken. He had fulfilled his duty and protected the innocent, just as he had vowed to do. As he regained his strength, Nova Prime reflected on the battle. He realized that the fight against tyranny and oppression was far from over. The Draconids were only one of many threats lurking in the galaxy, and there were countless worlds in need of protection. Nova Prime's actions on Aurorus inspired hope and unity among the inhabitants of the galaxy. They formed an alliance, pledging to stand together against any future threats. Nova Prime, once a lone sentinel, became the symbol of their resistance, leading the charge in the fight for peace and justice. Nova Prime's legend grew, his name becoming synonymous with courage and resilience. He traveled from planet to planet, rallying others to his cause and defending the vulnerable. His journey was far from over, but he embraced it with unwavering determination. The galaxy, once a place of chaos and fear, began to transform. United by a common purpose, the inhabitants worked together to rebuild and protect their worlds. Nova Prime's legacy lived on, a testament to the power of a single individual to make a difference. And so, the tale of Nova Prime, the lone transformer who fought against overwhelming odds to protect the innocent, continued to inspire generations. His story served as a reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope and courage could light the way.